Squirrels! So hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. My name is Chris, and today we'll be going through the last batch of the cards. Yeah, these are going to be the filler cards for the different regions that haven't seen many cards. So that's Bilgewater, Massia, P&Z, and Noxus. I'm guessing will be the cards that these are in, and we'll take a look at them, review them, see if there's anything that can be done with them as well that's cool and unique. And then also today I am going to put out a second video of me going through about 5 theory crafted decks with the new cards, showcasing all these different decks that I'm definitely going to play. I've got a big list. I think I've made on out of cards, I think I've made about like 12 to 15 decks already. So yeah, there's a lot to get into, and I'm sure, and I'll preview 5 that I think are pretty fun and exciting, and then we'll go through them, and you can get some ideas or whatever potentially for what you want to play on these opening days. Isn't it wonderful where you've got a card game where you can think, you're not thinking, desperately like, which deck do I craft, but like, which one am I going to play first? It's a really nice feeling. But anyway, let's get into these cards. So the first one here is Jack the Winner, a 5-mana 5/6, so very, very good stat line. Round start, create a fleeting Sleep with the Fishes in hand. Well, to fully evaluate this card, what is Sleep with the Fishes? Sleep with the Fishes is a 0-mana, slow speed, fleeting spell. Deal 2 to an ally to deal 2 to the enemy nexus. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love this card. Oh my god. This might be my favorite card of the entire thing. We've literally just got here. And yet this thing, Jack the Winner, might be literally my favorite card in the entire set. Oh, there's so many cool things that you can do with this. Obviously, like Vlad decks come to mind, but I just love the whole idea of like a slow burn, like a sort of more control-y and then like late burn archetype. And Jack the Winner is just that. If you can like stabilize the board, oh my god, this is insane. I mean, I know it's slow speed. So this deal 2 to an ally to deal 2 to the enemy nexus, like, isn't, it's not always going to go off, but if you're getting them every turn, and you can, like, find a way to create, like, put it this way, say you do this on a keg, right, and they then kill your keg, but you've got, like, warning shot or something else in hand, they've essentially just wasted, like, you haven't really wasted anything. Because you got this for free anyway, and you're playing a 5 and a 5/6, so this card seems really good. Like, put this on a keg, you're dealing 3 to the enemy nexus straight away. They might want to then deal with it, but you can, warning shot, mystic shot, whatever, just react to that reaction of theirs. They've essentially wasted a card, and you've still got value from your keg. Like, that is insane value, and to put this on a 5-mana 5/6, just insane. And a lot of the keg cards are pretty good. We already know that. Petty Officer is obviously really good now as well, being 2 health. So it's like, that just seems really good. And as I say, there could be some really cool like self-damage type stuff going on as well, that you could do with Freljord. I might have to just create a card built around this straight away. I might be showcasing that deck a bit later. Let's see. So that's Jack the Winner and Sleep with the Fishes. Wow. Amazing. Monkey Business. Summon a Powder Monkey. Plunder. Summon another Powder Monkey next round. So, pretty good for the is this good? Obviously this fits within the sort of Sejuani like archetypes and stuff like that. Very good if you need like, to damage something each round. My only issue is, of course, you're going to want the plunder effect on this, but because it's a slow spell, the first Powder Monkey might not be doing that much. Because obviously you might need to achieve the plunder by attacking. Like, not necessarily, you could have warning shot, but is this effect worth a warning shot? I'm not sure. I mean, I like the art. The art is really cool. I like this little monkey guy here. So this one, it might find a way in. My only issue, of course, is the fact that it's slow and the fact that you need the plunder. There may be better options for you than this card, I think, potentially. But it's interesting for sure. 8 mana. The Massia card for the Fallen. They get a lot of 8 mana cards, it seems. Slow speed. When you summon an elite, reduce my cost by 1. For each ally that died this round, summon a Dauntless Vanguard. Dauntless Vanguard is the, what, 3 mana 3/3? I need to make sure I get this right. I'll just Google it on my phone quick. I'm pretty sure it's the 3 mana 3/3, but I could be wrong. Dauntless Vanguard, if I can spell it, is the 3 mana 3/3. Yeah, okay. So obviously an all-in elite deck. I kind of really wish that they, I was kind of hoping they would print more elite support. It would be cool if there was more of an, like, a decision to be made. The problem with the Massia is it's like either elite is going to be better than like normal Demacia, or just like normal Demacia is going to be better. And thing, because a Fleet Feather Tracker into War Chefs, like that's just Fleet Feather Tracker into War Chefs is just too good not to really play that. But let's see. When you summon an elite, reduce my cost by 1. Does it have to be in hand? If it has to be in hand, then this card is just dead. If not, then for each ally that died this round, summon a Dauntless Vanguard. But how many are gonna die? Like, it's good again. I don't know about this card. Like, it's too situational for what it does. Like, sure, if they Ruination you, you're like, yeah, that's gonna feel great. But then, I mean, I guess you can set it up. It could be okay, but you're only getting a bunch of 3/3s. Like, it's not the best for the Fallen. Singular Will. The art on this card is very blurry for some reason, much blurrier than the others. I'm guessing this is Ionia. I can't really see it, but I think it's Ionia. And obviously it's Solitary Monk in the picture, so 10 mana slow speed spell. A lot of slow speed spells in this set, it seems. Pick an ally, recall all other units. So that means enemy units and your units, I'm guessing. 10 mana slow speed, pick an ally, recall all other units. I'm sure there's some cool, stupid things that you could do with this. You know what? This isn't that bad. Now the thing is, you have to pick, I'm guessing, do you have to pick an ally? What if you don't pick an ally? What if you've got no allies on board? That's my only thought. But like, compare this to Ruination. It's 1 extra mana. But it has a very similar effect. In fact, in some circumstances, it has a better effect. Recalling sometimes is better than killing things. Things could have last breath. They could have, like, a Nivea on board. They could have a whole bunch of stuff that you really don't want to deal with. They could, like, they could detain. They could do a whole bunch of stuff that kind of ruins your Ruination. But Singular Will, for 1 extra mana, recall all other units. My only question is if you have to have an extra ally on board, like if you have to have one, because that is somewhat of a limitation. It's not obviously difficult to, but like, requiring you to, might make this, anything that adds conditions on cards is always making it worse, of course. But you recall an entire board of 6 things. Like, not only, but the thing is, it is worse, I suppose, because then they could still play stuff if they haven't played anything that turn. But this is something that, like Ruination, if they don't develop into, it's the same as Ruination, right? If they develop into it, you go to it. Thing is, if they develop small, they still get, the cards that they had already. But I suppose with Ruination, it's similar. It's probably a little bit worse. It does have the added effect of if you do recall 6 things and they can't get rid of their hand, then, they could not draw the next cards or whatever, so you kind of know what their hand is as well, which is, kind of nice also. You know what a large part of their hand is, and it's definitely going to slow them down a lot. I mean, obviously Yasuo, like, would be pretty hilarious with this. Like, Yasuo 1 turn level up with this. That's pretty funny. It's an interesting card. I'd put it at worse than Ruination. which is normally only a 1 of in certain decks anyway. So this is either going to be a 1 of maybe, or a 0 of. Would you play this in Spooky Karma? I don't think so. Like, that's the thing. You've got to be an Ionia control, but not Shadow Isles, because you probably just play Ruination instead. So that's kind of your thing, right? Like, Estriel Karma obviously isn't going to really play something this big and slow. So I'm struggling to see exactly where it fits in. But maybe someone will find a home. Maybe I'll try something stupid with it. I'm sure, you know, some people, I'm sure the Yasuo fanboys will try something crazy with this, and be pretty happy about it. But on we go, to the Basilisk Bloodseeker, 7 mana, 7/4 overwhelm. Play, deal 1 to an ally and an enemy 4 times. Deal 1 to an ally and an enemy 4 times. Now my brain is like trying to work this out. So you deal 1 to an ally, that part I get, and an enemy 4 times. That means one enemy, an enemy, yes, so one enemy 4 times. So you deal 4 to it. Isn't this just like a terrible Riptide Rex? And it's got overwhelm, so like this is clear. I mean, look at the stat line. It is sort of Riptide Rex, but worse in every single way. I mean, you don't need the plunder effect, and it has overwhelm, but I mean, it's okay. Don't get me wrong. Comparing a card and saying it's worse than Riptide Rex, you could probably say that about almost every card in the game. So it's maybe a little harsh on this card. Don't think that I'm saying that this card is absolute garbage. I think I should make that more clear sometimes. Like, I often compare cards and say, oh, this is a worse version of this in a different region. That doesn't necessarily make it terrible, either. But so let's view this on its own merits. It's okay. It is a skill. You have to, again, I'm guessing you have to have an ally to do this. I'm guessing also it can't do it to itself. If it could, then you know, that's pretty good. The fact that you could always get it, of course, unless of course they killed it, but that would be somewhat rare. And an enemy 4 times, but dealing 4 damage. So 4 damage obviously is pretty relevant. You know, 4 is kind of like a number where there isn't a lot of things that deal 4. Now, someone highlighted to me that it doesn't say enemy nexus, so therefore doesn't mean that you can hit the nexus. If you could, then you know this card I think would be better. So we'll see. We'll see. This card is, I mean, it's just what it's competing with, like Leviathan and Captain Farron, both of which I think are better than this card in kind of every way. So I don't think it'll really make the cut because it is competing with those cards. So not too sure about that one. Apprehend is a 2 mana slow. All of these slow speed spells. Slow speed spell, stun an enemy if you have a Darius rally. Whoa. Whoa, that's cool. That is so cool. I mean, this could win you a game. This, I mean, obviously it can win you a game pretty easily if you have Darius. Like, this will often win you the game, because even if you put Darius down earlier, this could actually make I could see now more. I mean, Darius has kind of been played, you know, like obviously we had Darrowing recently, which is really an aggro deck, and then obviously with a big like combo finisher, if you will. But this I think opens up the possibility for more like, we saw Thresh Darius like quite a way ago now, but I think it really opens up for stuff more like that, where you know you've got like, because you can put this in that kind of deck because it's a stun effect anyway, so it's not a dead card if you're playing like slower and trying to control out aggro matches, because obviously like the stun can be somewhat useful in some scenarios anyway. Obviously you're going to want to wait till you've got Darius, because a 2 mana rally effect is pretty strong. I could definitely see that going in that deck, and this card could definitely find a way back there. It does open itself up to some problems, of course, if you play it and they remove Darius, then you've played 2 mana to stun an enemy, which isn't great. But this could win. I mean, this could win you games. Maybe it's a one-off in that kind of deck, but it's certainly a cool card. Very cool design. I'd love it. I just love it. I just love this card because it does open up those things again, and might also find a way back in. If we ever had Nox Allegiance, and this is the thing with all Allegiance cards, of course. As the card pool expands, Allegiance becomes more viable. Because there's more good cards probably in each region. So that's always one thing to consider as well. Tri-beam improbulator. You don't need to know which region's this in. You can tell by the name. It's another slow speed spell. Wow. They've clearly, I think, had this design of let's. Yeah, God, I was about to say let's slow things down, but those of you who played Magic might not want to hear that. 4 mana. Deal 1 to a unit. Summon a random 1-cost unit. When I'm in hand, increase both by 1 when you play a 3-cost card. Wait, what? So, when I'm in hand, increase both by 1 when you play a 3-cost card. So, does this mean anytime you play a 3-cost card, those go up? I mean, there's a lot of decent 3-cost cards in the game. A lot of champions are 3-cost. There's a lot of decent 3-drops. I mentioned one before, Petty Officer. In P&Z, is there? Off the top of my head, I actually can't think of many. I mean, obviously the spells like Get Excited that come to mind that are pretty obvious. Man, this is an interesting card. How the hell do you evaluate this card? Obviously, it only fits. Does it even fit only within certain decks? It is slow speed, and I don't. While I'm in hand, so it has to be in your hand as well. It's a bit clunky. If it does increase all the time, every time you play a 3-cost card, you could potentially like half build a deck around it. It's certainly interesting. Like it's very, very interesting card. Because it does give you quite a lot of value potentially. If you can deal 4 to a unit and summon a random 4-cost for 4, that's pretty good. Like that is a card, that if it said that anyway, you would always play this card. So if you can reliably get it to that, then that's fine. It might be a little slow, and it is like a sort of build around condition, somewhat. Like where does this become good? Like if you can get this up to 3, it becomes a card worth playing. I think 100%. And is the trade-off of having like 3-drops? As I say, there's some pretty decent 3-drops in the game. Like, is it worth doing that? Obviously, you play like Get Excited with this, and any other half decent 3-drop. In P&Z, what would you pair it with? Like Bilgewater, Misfortune, Petty Officer, that kind of thing. I don't know. I really don't know how to evaluate this card. Something tells me it's not going to be amazing, but then there's a part of me that's like, in the right deck, this could just give you this can take you from behind to ahead. This can really flip the game. If you're already ahead, it can just push you over the edge. That is if this does increase by 1 every single time. If not, then it's probably not worth playing. But we'll see. Star Shepherd. Targon. Targon. Is when you heal a damaged ally, grant me 2/0. I mean, until Soraka comes out, I really don't see Star Shepherd getting played at all. So don't worry about that one. Fledgling Stellarcorn, a 3-mana 1/2 lifesteal spell shield. So apparently they've just showing us the fodder now. Yep, this won't get played. Don't worry about it. Giddy Sparkeologists. Great name. More Targon. 3 mana 2/2. Play if you behold a celestial card. Grant an ally 1/1 and spell shield. Grant an ally 1/1 and spell shield. Now spell shield, I learnt from yesterday, does not go as the round ends like barrier. It stays, making it a lot better than barrier. If you behold a celestial card, grant an ally 1/1 and spell shield. I mean, 3 mana 2/2s have to, you know, do something pretty decent, but this is a card that actually does something pretty decent. Thing is, of course, getting the celestial cards, a lot of it is on 3 mana. The Nightfall one itself is obviously the 1 mana one, which I think you would probably play this card with, but then that's only getting you a 3 mana card anyway that you might want to play earlier than that. So this card's mana cost is like tricky, right? Because I can't think of too many times when you're gonna actually be able to play on turn 3. You're gonna have to have the 1 mana one and then get a card that you don't want to play before this, which seems somewhat suspect because the best ones are all the units that you'd probably want to play on curve or as early as you could because they're pretty aggressive. So the effect is fine. I'm just not sure about the mana cost of it all and how it fits. So we'll move on. Grandfather Removal. I was not, you know, lagging out or whatever. I was just, you know, giving you the eyes because I saw an 8 mana 8/4 overwhelm. Grant an ally 0/4. I'm assuming this can hit himself as well. He also has spell shield. Why oh why did they show us that big troll before and not Grandfather Removal for Trundle? If this can it hit himself? I'm very confused about these whole things. It is a play effect. I would assume you play him and then as it comes down it gives you an option. Surely that would include him as well. So I think so. And if you can get an 8 mana 8/8 overwhelm spell shield, well, that's like a bad Captain Farron. Yeah, kind of. Well, spell shield's pretty good, but you know. You could definitely play this. I mean, this makes it so much better. Behold. This makes Behold so much better. And then, you know, it gets hushed and you lose. But it has spell shield, so they have to hush it twice. So that costs 6 mana, so that's good. Ooh. Does this make Trundle good? Trundle was by far, I thought, the most underwhelming of them all. Like, every single card seemed underwhelming, but this one, I'm seeing some potential. This it has to go in the deck, right? It just has to. This is your 8 mana card, or Trundle. I think so. Yeah. Decent card. Very, very decent card. Oh, this is in Targon. Oh, whoa. I just thought Freljord, like, it just fits. Okay, Freljord Targon. Whoa. Would you play it with Targon? That makes it different. I thought this was in Freljord for some reason. Probably because he looks a bit like a troll, but I guess, you know, this person should have maybe told me. And this dog. That makes it difficult. I don't really know. Like, would you play it? I don't know. Powerfly! We found the Paro. It has spell shield, of course. And that's it. It's a 1 mana 1/1 spell shield. I still think your options are probably better in PNC, particularly with Pyro Cannon now. So I don't think you'll be seeing Powerfly. I think the Massia and PNC will still be the Pyro with, of course, Freljord. The way to go. But cool, neat. And that's that. That's apparently the other cards. I mean, Jack the Winner, like, let's just quickly go through them again. Jack the Winner, love, like, just mind blown. Like, whoa, insane, crazy. Monkey Business, we'll see. Could fit in the deck, we don't know. For the Fallen, doesn't seem to cut it. Singular Will, crazy card, maybe. Basilisk Bloodseeker, nah, competing too much with other things. Apprehend could find a place in Darius decks, certainly. Tribeam Improbulator, like, whoa, don't know. Star Shepherd, not yet, maybe, we'll see. Fledging Stelicorn, just obviously no. Giddy Sparkologist, maybe. We'll see if it can find the right place. Grandfather Ramul, potentially with Trundle. We'll see. Powerfly's Poro. And that's it. So, that's my ratings of these cards. And I want to thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the preview of the decks as my mind goes blank. And yeah, I'll see you then. I'll see you with five new spicy decks for you to look at and potentially play. And maybe one of them will be a Jack the Winner deck. We shall see. So thank you so much for watching. Have a really nice day.